What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dead on Dave. Welcome back. This is In the Crease with Tommy C. Tommy C's still on his honeymoon, so you're stuck with me. Today we got the Hawks choking like dogs after coming all the way back, just losing in overtime. And we're going to preview the Rangers and Lightning Game 6. All of this and a lot more right now on In the Crease with Davey V. Yeah, that's right. This is In the Crease with your boy Davey V. Tommy C. Still not here. We're all relaxing and chillaxing and having a good old time. I am amazingly not ready to kill myself as you might think I would. The Hawks were unable to capitalize on an amazing rally and comeback last night in Game 5 and subsequently have fallen down 3-2 in your Western Conference Finals. You know, there's a lesson we learned here. Take advantage of your opportunities, especially when Anderson played his absolute worst game in goal for the Ducks of basically the entire playoffs. So, it was a hell of a night. It was a hell of a night. For me, it was just one of the worst Chicago sports days of all friggin' time. But what are you gonna do? You know, that's life. That's life. And, you know, you deal with it, you move on, and you have a good time. You drink a cup of coffee. I got all kinds of things going on today, and I'm absolutely exhausted. So this is going to be a rather short and sweet show. We're just going to talk about what happened with the Hawks and chew it up, digest it, and poop it out, and move on to the next game. I mean, that's really how it's got to go. Once again, the Hawks have given up a couple of goals in less than a minute early on this time and put themselves in a big hole. Yet they were able to come back in a most spectacular way. Jonathan Toews scoring two just ridiculous goals in 72 seconds at the end of the game. And the second one actually defied the laws of physics. That was one of the most ridiculous angle goals I have ever seen in my life. That was crazy that thing went in. It was just ping pong. Anderson was mortal. Crawford was downright bad at times. It was a really, really crazy game. The Ducks looked like they had full control of this. It was like a friggin' prize fight, you know, in the 1950s. Two guys just standing in there, punching and pounding each other, you know. The Ducks come out, bah, 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 you know, and just with these huge shots, and the Hawks look like they're on the ropes, and it looks like it's over already, and then the Hawks stay in there and come with this ridiculous overhand right and able to counter and get back into the game. It really was a miraculous game to watch. Probably the best game I watched of the entire playoffs. It was quite insane and a lot of fun to watch. You know, the Hawks finding ways after the first three goals, of course, to get back into the game and play hard with these Ducks and not let them out-physical them the entire game was a tribute to, you know, the adjustments that you want to see. And really, the Hawks did everything right except win the game. You know, they weren't hitting back. They were basically doubled up in hits, but they were absorbing the hits and not allowing them to take them off their lanes, especially later on in the game. The first period was an absolute mess, but they were good with the puck. Yeah, they were doing everything they can to keep themselves in the game, even though the first quarter they were probably more outplayed there than they've been outplayed in any one game all season, or any one period at least. But, you know, it was it's one of those games that you look at and you're just like, okay, I'm going to try and believe that Game 6 can be different. But I am still a firm believer in that whoever won Game 5 was going to win this series. And if that prognostication holds true for both conference finals, it looks like we're going to have a Tampa Bay versus Anaheim series, which would make the NHL front office's head explode because they do not want that. They do not want that. It's not going to sell. That is the last thing they want. And it's going to be sloppy hockey games because it's traveling from one coast to the other. And it'd be the same thing if the Rangers and Anaheim play. But something about Florida, man. Florida and Anaheim. No. Two warm weather places. No, come on. That's not what we want to see. Give us one cold weather team at least. Jesus. And it's sad. I hope both the Hawks and the Rangers come back, mainly because of my own selfishness, because I'm a Hawks fan, but because it would be like the most amazing finals. It will be the highest rated finals of all time. It will be the highest rated finals of all time, and not even a difficult thing to do. It will just blow every ratings for every finals in history. It would be great. Oh, wow. We have a very, very special guest in the Crease commenter today. This is crazy. I don't even know how this is possible. I guess this is a new Skype app, but we are now going to be joined by somebody who knows exactly what happened last night to the Hawks. We are now being joined by Last Night Dave. Last Night Dave, are you there?
Hey now, Dave.
Last Night Dave, why is it so bright in the room if it's last night?
Because we have really good lighting, and I thank you to mind your own damn business, please. By the way, last night for us for hockey, it's morning still, so the light makes sense, idiot.
Last Night Dave, how are you doing right now?
Go fuck yourself, Dave.
Last Night Dave, calm down. It's okay. We have Game 6 at home. We're gonna be fine.
It's all over right now, Dave. The end is nigh. Crawford is average at best, and we keep giving up multiple goals inside of a minute. Who does that right now, Dave?
I know things seem bleak right now. I've lived it already, but I'm really optimistic based on how we played, man.
How we played? How we played? We came all the way back just to blow it in the first minute of overtime. You have no clue what you're talking about, and whoever left you in charge is a fucking idiot. Now, I'm out of here. Hey, by the way, is this milk I'm about to drink, is it still good?
No, it's not. Dave, don't drink. Dave, don't drink that milk. Dave, no, don't drink that milk, Dave. No. Dave, oh my God. Oh my God, don't drink that milk. Oh God. No, Jesus. And that was the clumsy Last Night Dave. Skype really needs to fix that app. It was, I don't know, some bugs need to be worked out, but, give Skype some credit for trying new innovative things, shall we? Thank you Last Night, Dave. Much appreciated, and I hope that you get over that milk. Trust me, it's not good. So, I think really we've said all we could say about the Hawks. Anderson was vulnerable, especially later on. I mean, the first period, if those Ducks show up, nobody's beating them. Not the Rangers, not Tampa, certainly not Chicago. If that Anaheim team showed up, because that was the best version of Anaheim that we've seen the entire playoffs. If that version shows up again, it's over. It's over. Game 6 is not going to matter. But if the rest of the game Ducks show up, I think the Hawks will be okay. In fact, this is a very beatable team. Anderson was mortal, man. They both, Anderson and Crawford, were letting up really, really, really softies last night. At least one each that were just like, really? Really? But it was crazy. After all the rigmarole of the Hawks coming back, tying this damn thing up, getting it to overtime, nobody thought that was possible. Matt Bolesky scored 45 seconds into the overtime, and Anaheim's able to sink Jonathan Toews and his heroics, and they go up 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. It's crazy. It's kind of funny. After the game, Ryan Kessler says, "It's Ducks hockey. We don't like to do anything easy." That is not the attitude to have, my friend. That is not the attitude to have. Okay? You cannot let the Hawks play their way into games. Can't do it. Can't do it. And they got damn lucky that the Hawks didn't capitalize on that opportunity last night. I got a feeling Game 6 in Chicago, the Madhouse on Madison is going to be absolutely rocking. And I am, you know what? I don't care if my fan is showing. I don't give a shit. I don't care. This game really juiced me up, and I can't wait for the next game. The Madhouse is going to be absolutely insane. And I think the Hawks are going to really... I've been saying this, though. I've been waiting for a statement game the entire series. But I think we'll see it in this next one. It should be quite interesting. Let's shift focuses now to tonight. Tonight. Because we have an elimination game tonight. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. Steve Stamkos and those Tampa Bay Lightning have a chance to put out the President Trophy winning Rangers tonight at home in Tampa. What can the Rangers do? To come back from that last game, it's gonna be quite the challenge. It's gonna be quite the challenge, and I have a feeling that Tampa could be reaching their second Stanley Cup Finals in franchise history. However, on the other flip side of that, the Rangers have been in this position many, many times this year, last year. This is what the Rangers do. The Rangers seem to consistently step up in the biggest spots and make plays and games out of things that you wouldn't think normal teams would be able to do. But they do. They do it consistently. They do it with almost, it's almost eerily how well they do it. We're going to see if they're able to in this instance. If they do, they're going to be having to do so against a Tampa Bay team that is coming off probably their most well-played game because it was a different style for them. So what Tampa Bay style are you going to have to deal with in Game 6? That's the biggest question and the riddle, the puzzle that Alain Vigneault and these Rangers are going to have to figure out. That's what they're going to have to deal with. And can they deal with if both aspects of that come up? I mean, if you have both of those elite scoring lines of Tampa Bay firing on all cylinders, along with an amazing defensive performance, which is quite possible, and another hot goalie who is an absolute friggin' wall in Game 5, then this isn't going to be much of a contest. But, aside from everything I just said, my heart still tells me that the Rangers have a chance. Why? Because they're 3-0 in elimination games this postseason. 3-0. That says something. I think the Rangers can at least push this to 7, and I think the Hawks are going to do the same. This has been an amazing Stanley Cup playoffs. It really has. It's been one of those special ones. It feels like a little of the shine has been taken off because I'm missing my buddy. I miss Tommy C. I mean, that might sound weird, but I do miss the guy. I love talking. There's nobody I love talking to hockey more than Tommy C. He's the guy who got me into hockey, so it's always fun to talk to him about it. And him being on his honeymoon, which I'm very happy for, but I'm selfish. I kind of miss talking to him about it. So I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say when he comes back. It's going to be an amazing game tonight. The next 3 days, the next 3 nights will be filled, possibly 4 nights, hopefully 4 nights will be filled, yes, In fact, I'm going to say 4 nights. The next 4 nights are going to be absolutely filled with amazing hockey because they're all going to be meaning something. They're all going to be elimination games one way or the other. And it's going to be exciting and fun. And this is the time that you should be unbelievably juiced up to see the best hockey. So the last question that you want to ask going into tonight's game is who steps up? If it's the Rangers and they're going to get through, first and foremost, it's Lundqvist. You're going to need Lundqvist to play his absolute best tonight. But the other guy that you need to step up, and that's just to neutralize the star on the other end, is Steve Nash. Steve Nash has to have the game of his life tonight. I really believe that. He's got to put the team on his back and show that he's capable of doing it just like he is in the regular season. If he does, the Rangers should be fine. On the other end of it, you go to any one of the triplets, Johnson, Palat, or Kucherov, but really it's one guy. Stamkos is the X factor not only of the Tampa Bay Lightning, but of the entire series. Stamkos is that transcendent type of player that seemingly can win a game on his own when he chooses, when it all lines up. But like Nash, up until recently, he's had a lot of problems performing in the playoffs. That's no longer an issue. So it's really going to be a story of who's going to get the bigger performance from their star tonight. And I think that's going to dictate who the winner will ultimately be. Put a gun to my head, I'm going with the Rangers because I choose to believe that the Rangers have this game well scouted and they'll be more prepared for this game they have for any game. You'd have to assume, right? I could be wrong. We'll see. I don't really have anything else. And that's about all I've got. You should be unbelievably amazed, though, because we talked about the Hawks, we talked about the Rangers, the Lightning, and even those mighty punks. Plus, we got a call from the past. I don't even know how that worked. It was a great show. It was an amazing show. A little bit short. Had stuff to do. Apologize for that. But let's go ahead and get into tonight in the National Hockey Docky League. I've already mentioned it. It is Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals between those Tampa Bay Lightning and Tommy's New York Rangers. And it happens in Tampa, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. here in Germany. If you're watching it here in the lovely Deutschland, make sure you are watching this game because it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be one of those games that I've been talking about for a long time because it could be the last game for the Rangers in this postseason. And as for my Hawks, get some rest, get well, plan, prepare, do not be emotionally let down by what happened last night. Gotta let it go. That game's over. There's at least one more, hopefully 2 to play. That goes for the Rangers as well. You can't get downtrodden and despondent about what happened to you in the last game. You've got to pick yourself up off the ice and get yourself ready to play that game we like to call hockey. Because that is how winning's done. As Rocky Balboa once said, it's not about the hitting. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning's done. And if you don't like that, and if that doesn't speak to you, I only have one other thing to say. Get out of my crease! Come on, Chicago. Come on, New York. Peace out.